Alright everyone, here we are yet again with the Mordheim Season 2 game, this time from Group B, and we are going to watch Slaviour taking on Crowley. And what an interesting game this is going to... Oh wow, we also see a sneak attack coming in here. Gonna see how that is going to impact the game. Slaviour has crushed the will, his opponent Crowley here has Wordstone Rush. We're watching this from the Slaviour's perspective, 212 morale for Slaviour, 225 for Crowley. You see that most of the Wordstone here is actually in the same location, and that could definitely help Slaviour to prevent Crowley from getting it. Oh, he's also pretty close here. We're gonna see how this is going to work out. Some high initiative units here from Slaviour, 3 of them, and then the rest of Crowley's teams, it looks like. And this is an interesting game for Group B, since both of these two players are at the moment undefeated. Crowley is taking the lead, he has 5 points compared to Slaviour's 4, and they have 3 wins each. So this might be a fight for top position here in the group. We're watching this as Slaviour is recording it rather than me, then that's why you see the XSplit watermark in the bottom right corner, and probably going to see some other stuff that Slaviour is doing, like alt tabbing out of the game, but we're gonna excuse that for now, but it's because at least we get to see the game. It looks pretty dangerous here with some of the ranged units up high. Could do a lot of damage on Slaviour's units. See if he can focus something down here. He has... even the captain can be a little bit ranged with Slaviour. He has 2 different captains. Gonna see which one he's bringing now, the hybrid or the pure melee one. And of course the Warlock and the Youngblood are very much the ranged focus here as well for Slaviour. I mean, that it's kind of an awkward position for Crowley, since he has to deploy his units out in the open, and he could face one out of action here before he even gets to start his turn. Gonna skip ahead on the deployment phase. And here we go! Very first turn here. Warlock moving up, let's see what he can shoot at. Armor of Lead could be pretty useful in this situation as well, but I have the feeling that he's going to focus on the damage here. Leader is always a good bet, but you see 34 magic resistance. Not the best choice to pick, and you can see that Slaviour is also the one being ambushed, so he has 1 less red pill and minus 15% hit chance coming into this game. Trying and focusing the leader here. Probably wants to use exhaustion to get out of the way of all of these incoming units of Crowley's. So that's around 120 damage, and that's all we're going to see from the Warlock for the first turn. Yes, all of these units are also in Overwatch or Ambush. That's part of the part for the course here, with taking a lot of shots. It's probably all the shots he's going to take. We have 5 Dark Souls coming in. Really wants to focus on the leader here, and it's easy to hit, and let's see here, he's gonna be able to reload, and if he has Adrenaline Rush he could do another shot, but that seems to be not the case. That was kind of a mistake, lost out on the time there. Even a veteran like Slaviour can do that. Would have wanted to reload in that particular spot, but we might see a first kill coming in here right away for Slaviour, killing off the leader of Crowley, and it's a unit that makes Crowley's warband tick a bit. This is going to be a heavy blow. Yeah, it's definitely not to the favor of Crowley starting off with his leader dying right away, all due to deployment, but at least Slaviour has the disadvantage of being ambushed. It's not much, it's all about initiative anyways, as you can look at this. You saw even with the minus 15% hit chance and minus 1 red pill, he can still focus fire targets down, and that's really what matters in these kind of battles. Very rough start here for Crowley. Let's see if he can make it up. Conveniently, most of the high value targets here have been removed, and you also know that Crowley will have to go for the word stones, since that is his objective here. And he could play towards the objective. Probably needs to get around 10 stones. There are 20 of them right here in the center. Probably would have wanted to use up all of the red pills. You can get penalized picking up the wordstone. For example, +1 red pill to cast spells could have been very devastating for Crowley if he manages to pick that up now. See what he can do damage wise. Idol change. Yeah, this is the unfortunate thing with having lost the Magister. Since this is the only spellcaster that Crowley has left, he would have wanted to use the Idol of Change with more units. Still going to be around for a while, and if the Doomweaver is not going down, it can be used in the subsequent rounds. And in fact, the Doomweaver becomes the most damaging spellcaster, single target in the game, if he does have an Idol of Change already up for the start of his turn. But not for the very first turn. Having amazing stun resistance here, Crowley is going to be a nightmare for warbands that have that are relying a lot on headshot. For example, like Shellproof's warband. Might want to focus fire down this warrior, and that seems to be what Crowley is doing. It's not going to bring them up to even level, but it's at least going to do something. Cutting down the few options Slaviour has to lock units down. Oh, that's lucky. 58% chance making that, and manages it. This is kind of why Crowley needed that Magister. Crowley has found something that I don't think anyone else actually knew before he revealed it. You can use Weapon of Destruction on ranged weapons. It's not providing any damage boost. Remember that Weapon of Destruction, when it's mastered, is plus 40% damage, plus 20% armor bypass, and it specifically says it's only for melee, but Crowley has shown that no, it's not. The armor bypass is also applied to ranged, but not the melee damage. So you get plus 20% armor bypass with that, and that makes these bows, these two double mutants, really, really dangerous when it comes to delivering range damage. Because you start out with a bow of perforation, you get plus 20% extra weapon of destruction, that's 40% bypass already. 50% if you're using Eagle Eyes Mastered. Then you're just punching through everything. Doesn't see a high value target to focus on. It would be the Wolf Priest, but I think the Wolf Priest is a bit shielded off. That's probably the reason why he's not focusing on him. Remember that this warrior is going to take a bit of damage as well come the start of its turn. So it doesn't really need to fully kill him with the shots. You see Crowley is thinking about this strategy now, not wanting to get any kind of penalties. So picking up the stones last this time instead of doing it first like last, like with the Doomweaver. Correcting his error. Should be pretty close to getting his objective here. Remember that the objectives is all that really matters in Mordheim Madness Season 2. You get 1 point for the win, but you get 1 point for the objective, so trying to have the objective in place is going to be really important. He doesn't have too many seconds left to do anything here. He's just nudging his way forward, doing a reload and adrenaline rush as well. That's 60 damage coming in on the mutant. Is he going to do anything? Oh, he's actually landing the final blow. I wonder if that unit would not have been dead anyway. It is possible, but yeah, I mean, I guess he doesn't want to. Depends on how many wounds he had left. You see, 31 damage was enough to kill him, and Burning Blood does 28 to 36. It's a very good chance here that that unit would have died without the 60 damage coming in on this mutant. He's a little bit exposed to just behind the wagon there. We could see some of Slaviour's units move in and maybe lock him down, particularly the warriors. I have to excuse the top right corner here. Again, it is Slaviour who is recording this and has sent us the file. So we are in fact casting this game shortly, a few hours after it's actually taken place, unlike all of the other games which are casted live, more or less. And to be honest, that's kind of my fault. I don't want to stay up until 1 AM when most of these people seem to love to play. Alright, so not making any offensive move here with the Marauder at this point. Because he has moved back with the Doomweaver, he has moved back with the Marauder here, so they're both in relatively safe positions. But that mutant looks very inviting to get towards. If he gets 2 warriors in there, it could very well kill him due to the 60 damage taken. Moving a fair bit away from the action here. I'm not sure that that's going to be to the advantage of Crowley. Since Slaviour has 3 units here that are very ranged, and Crowley has 3 left as well, but I think that the forward mutant here might be getting stuck unless Crowley can pull something off with his remaining 5 Dark Souls to sort of prevent that from happening. Yeah, he's definitely thinking about that, going into an ambush just behind the wagon here. It's going to be a good choice if he does. But there are other avenues here, like you can see here through the house, and he might need a second line of defense there, since he could potentially just lure one of the Dark Souls out. Alright, might be that his character aura could potentially hold up. Could go into some of these warriors as well to just really limit them. It's protecting the back route here. Is that going to be one of the main... I think through the house. I think through the house is going to be one of the main things here. Yeah, we might see this Dark Soul coming in and helping out. Or not. He's moving in the completely other direction here. Going towards the house. Probably wants to be relatively closer to lock down the Youngblood and the Captain if they're not careful on the next turn. Depending on where they go. And how greedy they are with their shooting. Yeah, just going in here and locking down the warriors could be a bit better. Remember, he only has 4 warriors available to him. And the house still remains open. Might we see a charge? Remember that Slaviour does not have a counterattack coming in since he starts with... he usually starts with 2 red pills from the start, but since you're ambushed he has -1 red pill. So you cannot do a counterattack here. See the Dark Souls here, a lot of Crowley's units... usually Dark Souls are used with helmets, but you can see that they are probably using amulets here right now, and it makes for a very cool appearance, but it's probably there to make sure that he doesn't suffer too much against this Warlock or this Wolf Priest. And then we have the magic damage. I'm kind of surprised he did not... I mean, certainly the all alone check coming in on the warrior here could prove very good for Crowley, making sure that he cannot use that warrior or use him in defense, and he could probably pummel him down in the next turn with these 2 Dark Souls. But I would have liked him to lock down more warriors. Yeah, you're gonna see the warriors move forward here. Are you going to try and tease out the Dark Souls? I think so. It's in the best interest of Slaviour to lock units down one by one. Yeah, this is gonna set off the ambush here. Alright, there we go. I can see him moving away from the mutant as well, so... a bit lucky landing that. The pattern of Mutant Archer is open here. He might want to actually go into this Dark Souls to get a 2-2 situation to prevent all alone. No, he's going towards the house. Yeah, this is the opening I was talking about. This is the opening I was talking about. Oh wow. Yeah, and he's locked down. He's definitely locked down. And he's gonna take 60 damage on the next turn. Honestly, if he just gets 1 more unit in here, he could probably finish him off. And this might be that unit. Can he reach it? 5 blue pills? Should be just enough, I think. Let's see. Yeah, he should be able to make it, just barely. And he also has Master Exhaustion, in case that wouldn't have been the case. $136 wounds remaining. 91. If he lands this Mutant Archer is going to die. Ah, and he does not. He does not. So 91 wounds. He's gonna take 60 at the start of the turn. So he needs to get in there and do a little bit of damage here again then. But he can probably just do that with the Wolf Priest. Yeah, he has Demon Souls. He might have too good of a... He might need to get in there up and close and personal. Seems to be able to just have enough movement to do that as well. Could just get Master Exhaustion here and use Disengage instead. No, doesn't do that. That unit was already dead, but wanted to focus, fire him down. decides not to focus on the champion here, but on the warrior instead with Winter Shield. Winter Shield is very annoying for people to face. Everyone who goes into that character is going to be facing a 20% higher miss chance, lower hit chance. Manages to sit all alone check. So far many of the rolls here are going in Slaviour's favor. Manages to land the coin tosses here, and he has a coin toss in front of him. Wow, that's incredibly lucky by Slaviour. Look at that, 50% chance and then bypassing the parry at 87. That is lucky. Alright, so why use exhaustion here? What is the plan? Holding them in sheltered positions, and that could be a good position to be honest, since remember that the champion does start first. So it's not as bad as it looks. It's not like he's locking in the Wolf Priest here. And here we go. Finally. Denying the all alone for the next turn. Could see some very neat attracting lures coming in for Crowley here.
A new round has started.
It doesn't really need a stimulus right now. Could use it on the warriors so that they can go ahead of their opponents, and that is indeed what's happening right now. Decent magic resistance, but oh my god, yeah, Slaviour is so unbelievably lucky right now. 74% magic resistance, and why is he still targeting them? This is unbelievable. He should not be rewarded like that. He should not be rewarded like that, and he still keeps going. I have no idea what Slaviour is doing right now. He really shouldn't target that unit, but he was incredibly lucky to get it done twice. Incredibly lucky. Remember when we saw the game Chris Cardiac against Slaviour? Chris Cardiac was also stuck on this mentality, just keeps firing away even though he faced a unit with 74% magic resistance, and he did not get through at all, and that was part of him losing that game against Slaviour. But Slaviour is so lucky. Oh my god, having a good shots here at one of the Dark Souls. Yeah, really good shots. Could probably finish him off if the captain couldn't come in, because look at this damage. Yeah, it's gonna be another Dark Soul death, I believe. Still have 12 of the stones being picked up by Crowley, so he still has the objective in hand, but as more units start to die off here, they're gonna lose the word stones that they are carrying. So you want to reload? No. Well, realistically, are we going to see someone come chasing after this young blood? That would be that Dark Soul in that case. Yeah. I guess he's protecting against the other Dark Soul, the one that he's not targeting currently. I mean, if he's thinking that far ahead, Bit skeptical with that Warlock play, I have to say. Oh my god. I see why hide if you knew that you're going to go in here and finish off with the captain coming in. Manages to miss that, that's good for Crowley, but still, if he manages to land the 2 remaining hits here, he should be able to kill this Dark Soul. 52 wounds left remaining. And manages to land that. Alright, alright. So 3-1 here for Slaviour coming in, and he really needs to start. He has gotten himself a nice lead right now, and if there's something that Slaviour has been lacking of, and this is why Crowley is currently in the lead in Group B, is that Crowley is taking the objectives while Slaviour is most often not. So he has a very good chance of getting Crush the Will here. It's really close to his own wagon. Could probably get it done in a turn if he has moves in there, specifically with the captain, for example. Using Master Exhaustion and getting the +3 extra moves for picking up the idol. It is possible. So he needs to start seriously considering a move to do that. Gonna see if the Marauder here might want to lock in the Wolf Priest as well as the champion with by just moving up the stairs. So Crowley's looking at that and he's saying, no, you're not going to get this idol unless you take down the Doomweaver. Picked up a few of the wordstones there as well that he had delivered into the cart. I don't know, is he fearful that Slaviour is going to come in and take the wordstones from him to deny him the extra point that he currently has? Yeah, but that really shouldn't have failed for Crowley. Oh my god, and it's keep saying this, but you know, it's not. He was focusing on that target. Could have used those red pills for much better things. So it was a poor move that was very much rewarded. Can he shoot the warrior at the ground level of this building here? I think he can. He's looking at him through the window, finding a decent shooting chance. 74%. That's really not Crowley's number at the moment. Alright. Mentioning a headshot. Could we see the Marauder going in here and finishing this unit off then? I think that's going to be the case. Interesting to note that he used switch weapons there, so he only has 2 bows left available to him, so he cannot switch to a melee weapon in case he gets caught. Unusual strategy for many of the archers here is that you tend to go for double maces so that you get the hit chance equivalent of a henchman or a melee unit in general, and capitalizing on the dual wield to do a little bit more damage since you don't have any defense anyway. Going in a shield might not be the best way of handling things. Could see some damage coming in now. Well, it's not enough damage. It's really not enough. Surprised Crowley did not pick up more wordstones here. Yeah, this is really not turning into Crowley's game RNG wise, just with the ambush and now this. Crowley's warband is one that is naturally wanting to have rivals in the ruins kind of setups, but that's a little bit true of Slaviour's warband too. He will also suffer in deployments like this, particularly against the 5 Slaviour players that we have. And Crowley's turn is coming to a close. Let's see what he can do here for the last units. Does he even have going straight through that parry like it was nothing? Does he even have attracting lure? Or maybe he's just happy being here where he is. He's really far away with these units right now. Oh my god, he's moved very far away with them. That's kind of alright. Crowley is basically looking at this and saying, yeah, I'm not going to win this, I don't want to engage. Instead I'm gonna grab enough Wordstone to have my objective, move away with these 3 units and let you wrap up, and then we call it a draw. Look at this, he's taking the idol, he's moving away with his 3 heroes. Do you have enough Wordstone on them, in between them, to get him his objective? Meanwhile, Slaviour is just focusing on mopping up these Dark Souls. That's gonna be to his detriment. Yeah, I think this is a really good strategy, and I mean, let's see if he can be caught here. Definitely playing towards objective. That's why what Crowley has been doing so far in Mordheim Season 2, and he's doing it well. And I kind of like this. This is sort of what we want to see, a sort of break up from the typical kind of plays that we always see in Mordheim games, all about the kills, but here it's not really all about the kills. Slaviour is going to take it. Gonna get a return attack now. No. Let's see how many of these 78% chances he can hit. Pretty much all of them so far. Could deliver a final blow here on this Dark Soul. That is heavy damage, really heavy damage coming in. Want to use another. And gets that Dark Soul as well. And look at this, we're looking down here on the morale. Right now it's only 49 morale left remaining here. It's gonna be 3 more kills needed. Who does he want to give a boost to? That's plus 20% damage, plus 20% hit chance. Gonna be good against these very defensively minded Dark Souls. I have to say, I think that Crowley is making the right move here. He feels disadvantaged by the map. He lost the leader early on, which is kind of the engine of his entire warband. Yeah, just moving away, securing the version that you need, and then waiting it out. It's gonna be a good strategy. It's not too fun to watch, though. I can agree to that, but that's what it is. Yeah, we have 3 Dark Souls remaining, and if all 3 of these die, then there's going to be a route test for Crowley, and he can voluntarily route them to secure his 1 point that he has currently. It's going to be important for Slaviour to try and catch those units, but Wow, that's a lucky critical hit. That's a very lucky critical hit. Manages to stand on his feet though. Probably worth using Adrenaline Rush. Alright, not going for that. I'll have to excuse the click sound that we hear all the time. It's coming from Slaviour. He has the volume turned up very high for this kind of movement. Might see another Dark Soul going down here. And indeed we do. Going towards the countdown here. He only needs 2 more kills. 2 more kills and then it will be a draw here. Looks like it's gonna be technically a Slaviour victory, but Crowley still has those 12 word stones. You can see that none of these Dark Souls have picked it up. Yeah, this comes from him using the side panel here, and doesn't matter. We'll have to stand the sound.
A new round has started.
This is one character that can definitely... he's too far away to be able to punish Crowley's retreating heroes here. Magic resistance is not that great on these other units. Goes through the magic resistance of 44. Boosting both of those so they can do even more damage on this Dark Soul. Gonna give him a final turn, and finally magic resistance success here for Crowley. That's just what he needed. Could use exhaustion here and boost another character with stimulus. Might want to do that, one of these two. No, that was not the reason. Was moving away. Gonna have a good shot from here. And that's targeting the idol. It's not something you want to do. You want to fire at someone else. Here we go. One more shot and he has it. And there we go, indeed. 6-1 to Slaviour at the moment. Just one final Dark Soul here to kill, and it's going to be GG and a draw between these two players, 1-1. You can see the Wordstones are not changing here whatsoever. It's still going to be 12 Wordstones claimed for Crowley. And that is the final Dark Soul. Can use aim here, but seems to be able to hit anyway. It's been a lucky game for Slaviour, yeah, no doubt, but kind of the strength of his woman as well compared to Crowley's, and Crowley has also been using some good tactical maneuvers here. He's going to secure a draw from a hopeless situation, and I kind of like that. I kind of like how this is bringing together that you still have an objective to play for, and this is what actually counts at the moment. Might see a morale check fail here, and we do indeed. So congratulations to both players. Crowley is maintaining his lead in Group B. Hope you enjoyed watching the game, and thank you for watching. Farewell for now.